$119,000. That's the stat that I like to share with my prospective clients who practice law. And that stat means the following. It's the median income in the United States according to Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2017. You can kind of gauge yourself where you are on that scale, right? We have a lot of prospective clients that come through the door and they make less than 119, and we have a lot who come through the door and they make a lot more than 119, like 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. What's the difference between those two camps? Are the later ones, the ones that make a lot more, are they more experienced? Do they work harder? Are they smarter than those that make less? Absolutely not. The difference comes down to this, and it's really fundamental. And that is, the ones that make more, they have a predictable engine that brings them all of the prospective clients that they need to fill their case pipeline. And those that get less, make less, they typically rely on referrals. Not that there is anything wrong with relying on referrals, it's just referrals are not predictable. You cannot predict that you're going to get 5 new referrals per week. That is usually not an option for anyone. And so when we get these new prospective clients, they ask us, well, how will you make sure that we get more clients? Because most of our clients, they come to us after they have already worked with other marketing agencies and they've been burned. They didn't get the results that they were promised. So we explained that the way we focus on things is very simple. And this is what we recommend for anyone that practices in any consumer-facing law, like family law, divorce law. And that is, you really need to focus on 2 fundamentals. Number 1, you have to be where prospective clients are looking for your services. And number 2, you have to give them what they need in order to decide to choose to work with you, to choose to retain your services. And here's where vast majority of your prospective clients are looking for your services today. Google. I know it sounds too basic, right? And I'm sure that you've been on Google and you didn't get the results that you wanted. But here are the stats. In LA, on average, there are 23,280 searches per month. People looking for divorce lawyers or family law lawyers. Dallas, 13,670. Chicago, 13,960. Phoenix, 7,630. Philly, 8,790. New York, 22,370. It's a lot of people looking for lawyers. Moreover, when you look at prominent law firms that focus on family law and divorce law, let me give you a couple examples. Cordell.com. They average close to $70,000 according to our research on just Google advertising, not organic listings, and I'll talk to you a little more about that later. Just on ads on Google, 70 grand a month. I'm not saying that that's what you should spend, but they're big and they want to get a lot of cases. So they spend the money on Google because that's where people look. They're there not because they have money to waste, they're there because they know that that's where they're going to make more money. Phoenix Divorce Lawyer AZ, Arizona, they spend about $25,000. DivorceLawFirms.com, $34,200 a month. Like, they're there because that's where people look, and I hope that I do not need to convince you that you must be on Google. And here are the 2 categories of searches that people make on Google, and you need to be there, pop up in both cases, so you get those searchers, those prospective clients to find you so they could actually start the conversation with you. 2 types of searchers. Number 1, they may be ready to talk to a lawyer like now, and that is not the majority. The majority is looking for information related to the problem that they're experiencing. Minority is looking for a lawyer like right now. The majority will start looking for a lawyer tomorrow or 2 months down the road. Right now they're just researching. The minority is ready to talk to a lawyer right now. So whenever someone looks for a divorce lawyer near me, you need to pop up. Whenever someone is looking for a question to an answer, how do I get visitation rights? Or my former spouse doesn't pay child support, what do I do? You need to pop up, right? So, and here's where you need to pop up. Up top where the ad space is, I know it's expensive, but it's much more expensive to not be there. And you need to be doing those ads effectively, so that's another subject. But you need to pop up top, and you need to pop up in local maps. This is where you see the map with all of the local, well, not all, usually it's 3 to 4 local law firms listed. And finally, the organic search, just below the map. You need to be in all 3 of those places because depending on what metropolitan area you're in, there are usually thousands or tens of thousands of people looking for you, for your services, or for information that you can give them. So you absolutely must be there. I hope this makes sense. And here's what's mind-blowing. I know it makes sense to most of people, but most of people don't need instructions, they need reminders. So I am reminding you that you must be there. And the reason why I'm reminding you this, and you may dismiss this, but think about this. Google's page 1, you usually see 3 to 4 ads, you see 3 to 4 map listings, and then you see 10 organic listings. That's all of page 1. So when you think about it, in those listings, all of those listings, you will see maybe 8 to 10, maybe a dozen unique law firms. And it is very consistent for any metropolitan area. We see the same firms advertised time and time and again, the same firms popping up on organic listings time and time and again. Why? Because they know how to make money. If you're not making the money that you want today, it's because you need to expand. You need to expand your presence, get yourself there, start competing, and start getting that business. Now, Google is not the only place that you need to be, but it is the primary place that you need to be. There is a subcategory of websites or category of websites where you also need to be, and those are usually found through Google. Those are the directories. Really simple stuff. Avvo, Super Lawyers, etc. All of those directories make it easier for consumers to find attorneys in the right categories. They will often pop up in those organic search results on Google, so you must be there, like absolutely must be in those directories. It's that plain and simple. And we highly recommend that you pay to have a sponsored listing in Avvo, Super Lawyers, etc. And the reason for that is if you practice family law or you're a divorce attorney and you're one of 117 in your city, and your last name starts with an N, or your firm's name starts with a K, what are the chances that you're going to pop up on first page of research? Like none, right? So you need to be up there. That's why we always recommend sponsored listings, because that gives you visibility. And what you're doing is you're trading visibility, right? You're trading your dollars for visibility. You pay dollars to get prospective clients, and the return is usually a multiplier of what you invest, if it's done right. And I will tell you in a moment what could be done wrong. So, the third place where you need to be, absolutely must be, is YouTube. It sounds really basic, but most lawyers don't bother. Why do you need to be in YouTube? Because YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google. People go to YouTube to look up answers to their questions. There are like billions of questions being asked on YouTube every month. You have to be there, and here's how you be there. You think about all of the questions that your prospective clients ask you in conversations. Instead, actually, don't even think about them. Just whenever you have the next conversation with your prospective client, write down those questions. Just keep on writing them down until you have a list, 30, 40, 50 common questions that people ask you. After that, grab your phone, put it on a tripod, get a decent, $50, $100 mic like this one, and start recording answers to each one of those questions. And then post those videos on YouTube. Why? Because when someone will be looking for answer to that question, they will find you. And if you are in their area, what's the probability of them hiring you? Goes up. Once again, you're trading some effort for visibility. Visibility leads to prospective clients lead to actual clients. So now that you have yourself listed on Google, up top, in the middle in the local map pack, and in organic listings, and you get yourself listed in the directories, and you have your videos on YouTube, what else needs to be done? And this is crucially important. It's the second part. Remember at the beginning I said that first you need to be where they are, second you need to give them what they want. And what it is that they want is most of the time after they see your ad or they see your organic listing, either in the maps or in the organics right below it, or they see your video on YouTube, or they see your listing in the directory, where do they go after that? Your website. Most attorney websites fail. Most attorney websites do not perform at the level that they need to perform. And when I say the level that they need to perform at, most attorney websites convert about 1% or lower out of all of the visitors. How do I know? We've seen many attorney websites. We've seen the stats that a median website converts at about 2%, right? So this is your average website, right? But we also have some attorney clients who convert at 10+%. Now, that is a high-performance website. How do you get a high-performance website? There are a few factors that you need to be mindful of. Number one, and I know design doesn't seem like the most important thing, But we all judge the book by its cover. No, it doesn't sound right, but we do, right? So when someone lands on your website, if your website looks like it was designed 6 years ago, and they have looked at other attorneys' websites, your presentation is now subpar, right? And it stands out not in a good way. Your website's design has to be competitive, meaning it has to be as good as the best competitor that you have out there. Otherwise, your presentation is subpar. So that's really important. Number two, you have to give people the answers to the questions that they're looking for. Remember that people search in two types of categories. One is they're looking for a provider, a family law and divorce attorney, and two, they're looking for questions to their answers. If they find you when they're looking for an attorney, you need to give them the info that they need to know, and that is, do you do what I need you to do? Show me that you're capable, show me that you're proficient, show me that you're better than others. Make sure that you have case results listed. Make sure that you have plenty of information on the website that tells them that you're the real deal, that you're better than their opposing attorney is going to be. Show them that you're better than your competition by providing them plenty of information in the right format. It's very important. Do not create lengthy chunks of text on your website. They need to be broken so it's easy to read on a mobile device, because that's where most people look for attorneys and other providers and do shopping now. So it has to be obviously very, very much mobile friendly and easy to use on a mobile device. And you have to have reviews on your website if your state bar association allows that. And if it doesn't, then you have to have widgets from Google and Avvo and Yelp and SuperLawyers that will allow people to click on those things, and it will take them to your listings on Google, Avvo, SuperLawyers, Yelp, etc., so they could see your reviews, because reviews tell people volumes about how good or not good you are. So you gotta have all of that on your website if a prospective client is looking for an attorney right now. For those that are not looking for an attorney right now, but are looking for information, what you gotta have, and this is really simple, and I've already talked about that kind of, you gotta have answers to their questions. Let me explain. Remember how I said about creating videos for people who are looking for answers on YouTube? It's the same thing with your website. For every question that people ask you, you write them down as you're having conversations with people, and then you create, in addition to videos, you create blog posts. So for every question, you have a page dedicated to answering that question. And that could do wonders for you, because people don't just ask those questions over the phone, they're also looking for answers to those questions online. So whenever they look for you, or whenever they look for information that would answer their question, guess who they're going to find? And for them to find you is you have to have plenty of information that they're going to see that it matches whatever it is that they have a need for, informational need for. And that will get you the prospective client, because once they see that you're the real deal, you have the reviews, you have the questions to their answers, you show them how long you have been practicing law for, you show them case results, etc., etc. Who do you think they're going to call? You. Let me give you another tip that most attorneys will not do, but you should. Imagine this: a lot of people who are going to visit your website looking for answers to their questions, they're not ready to talk to you yet. How do you get them to talk to you later when they're ready? After they left the website, and this could be 2 months after they visit your website for the first time. Here's the tip. So for every page, or most pages that you have where you answer questions, where you answer questions, common questions, you give them something to download. You give them a tool that would help them somehow beyond the text that they see right there on the page. So for example, 10 things to know when hiring a family law attorney, or a checklist, or something like that. And you make it downloadable on the website. So when they get the checklist, they have to provide you with their name and their email address. I know this may sound cheesy, but it works like crazy. So what happens after they give you their name and email address and download this paper, what you could do is your marketing agency could set up what's called autoresponder that will send them additional very valuable information, let's say every 3 days or every week. And that information would be very valuable because you know if they downloaded this piece of information and read this page, you know that they will have other questions that will need to be answered. So you could just send them links to those pages, or you could send them additional information that would be of value to them. Don't sell them. Just send them information that's useful to them, and they will pay you back in return by calling your office, setting a meeting, and retaining your services. I hope this was very useful. Thanks for watching.